ever watched someone you love stay in a relationship that is clearly destroying them? Or maybe you've been there yourself. From the outside, it makes zero sense, but this isn't about logic. This is about a psychological cage called trauma bonding. And the awful truth is that in these relationships, the pain itself becomes the glue. So why does this happen? Because for many of us, the black hole of loneliness feels way more terrifying than the familiar pain. We don't just fall into these trauma bonds, we often recognize them. So for example, if you grew up in a home where love was a roller coaster, where you had to earn kindness after a storm, then the brain wires itself to think that anxiety equals love. Often, you're not just choosing a partner, you're unconsciously trying to fix your childhood wound by winning over your hurtful partner. Trauma bonding is a repeatable, addictive roller coaster, and it works in 3 manipulative phases. Phase 1 is the love bombing. They are charming, attentive, and perfect. This is the foundation. It's the hit of dopamine that convinces you that this person could be your soulmate. Phase 2, devaluation. Suddenly, the mask slips, cruelty, silent, or even violent begins. You're left scrambling and desperate to figure out how to get that kind person from phase 1 back. Phase 3, reconciliation. The intermittent reinforcement. They apologize, they cry, they promise to change. This is the tiny win that locks you back in. It's the Las Vegas of relationships. You're losing everything, but you stay for that 10% chance of a jackpot. You aren't staying for the pain. You're staying for the next hit of hope. We see this cycle perfectly in the South African series The Wife with Hlomu Mqhele. Think about the brutal assault in season 1 that led to her miscarriage. Logically, that's the end, but psychodynamically, that's where the bond actually solidifies. When Mqhele returns weeping and begging for forgiveness, Hlomu does something common. She takes on his guilt. She stops focusing on her own injury and starts focusing on his need for healing. By becoming his healer, she gets a sense of control. She thinks to herself, if I can just fix him, the violence will stop. See, she isn't staying for love. She's staying because she's on a mission to save a version of him that doesn't actually exist. This isn't a drama. It's a universal pattern. Let's look at Alian Jackson Maine in the international movie A Star is Born. Jackson is the master of the high-low cycle. He validates her talents, then publicly humiliates her. Ellie stays because she is addicted to his potential. In a trauma bond, you aren't in love with the person in front of you. Instead, you're in love with the good version of them from the past. You view the abuse as a glitch and the kindness as the truth. And this splitting of the person into good Jackson and bad Jackson is what is keeping you trapped. So how do you know if you're fighting for love or simply just fighting a cycle? Healthy love is a partnership. You are fighting with someone against a problem. You both feel safe and the goal is peace. A trauma bond is a solo mission. You are fighting for the relationship while the other person is fighting you. So if you find yourself spending all your time defending your partner to your friends or family members, if you feel you're the only person working on the improvement of the relationship, you're not fighting for love. You're fighting a losing battle. The hardest part of breaking a trauma bond is accepting the reality that you cannot fix the person who hurt you. You have to take all that healer energy and finally give it back to yourself. Have you ever confused intensity for intimacy? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. And are you fighting for the person or fighting to feel safe again? Hit that like and subscribe button if this helped you see the pattern. And I will see you next time in the next breakdown.